Hello, students and staff. Welcome back. Happy New Year. I hope you guys all had a wonderful break. I just want to take the time today to actually go through the middle school registration with you guys so that there's no questions as to what you're signing up for this term. I'm also going to talk a little bit about the expectations because it seems as though at the end of term one, some students forgot how to appropriately behave and go to their classes during student life. So I'm going to remind you guys so that there's no misunderstanding for term two. So, teachers, please make sure that you pass this out. This is the registration sheet. If you have not passed this out already, please pause this and take the time to do so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically just kind of talk to you guys a little bit about how to register and also what each activity is. So if you guys see right along the top of every single day, Monday through Friday, is SLO management. These are for students, responsible students that, want to become leaders, have displayed leadership skills in class, and have no problem redirecting their peers when necessary. So we have the SLO management. What they'll do is they run the main office, the student life office, I should say. They also help out throughout the school. They take the attendance to the staff members, the activities, and then they bring it back. They input the attendance in computers. They monitor the hallway. So there's a variety of responsibilities that come into play with management. It's a lot of trust that I have to have in students to take on this role. All right, so we also have, if you take a look at Monday's schedule, so what you're going to do for every single day is put a 1, 2, and a 3 to represent your first, second, and third choice for Monday through Friday. So on Monday, you have to have a 1, 2, and 3. On Tuesday, you have to have a 1, 2, and 3, and so on and so forth. The reason why I do this is because I want to be able to give you your first choice. I genuinely do. But sometimes the activities fill up. For example, open gym on Tuesdays. It fills up fast. I only put 40 people in the gym, and that's it's a safety hazard. So if I put any more. So I need to know what your second choice will be. And then sometimes your second choice is full. So I have to, try to give you your third choice. It's very rare that you get an activity that you did not sign up for. I do the best that I can. I genuinely do. And I really want to give you guys your first activities, but sometimes it's just not available. On Monday, so let's go back to Monday, we have reading buddies. And so what you'll do is you report to the library, and Miss Kotlark will have a group of first graders or a variety of elementary students come to the library, and you will read to them. And then you'll also help them take AR tests. So this is a fun way, especially if you like working with little kids, to interact with the little ones, help them with their AR, encourage them to read. It's a great little bonding experience with the little ones. We also have movie club that's available, so you'll watch movies. We have art, computer games in the lower school computer lab. Now with that, you will go to the computer lab, you will sit down, and you will play appropriate games on the computer. If Miss Graham tells you that you can't be on a website, you can't be on that website. It's not an option for you to discuss that with her. We have card and board games. There's a book club, and we have a lot of great books that you guys can read, and that they're also AR books, so you can take AR tests and get points. We have leadership with Miss Taylor, and then AR support with Miss Crowell. Now, Miss Crowell already provided me with a pre-approved list of those students that will be in AR support. You guys know who you are. So please make sure if you were in AR support last term that you sign up. This is your number one for term 2. Now, if you take a look at the bottom, it says makeups and retakes, and it actually says that all the way through the week, except for Thursday where it says homework detention. You don't sign up for that. You don't sign up for makeups and retakes, and you don't sign up for homework detention. So you don't put a 1, 2, or 3 on that. So don't waste your chance on that. Those are just there so that Miss Ethier and that you guys know, Miss Ford knows that this is where that makeups and retakes will be available on these days, and that the location is provided right there as well for you. If you take a look at Tuesday's schedule, we have open gym. So you'll go to the gym, play basketball. You guys can volley around with a volleyball. I know there's badminton that's available. Jump rope, things like that. We have movie club again. 7th grade computer games. It's the same rules apply as Mondays. 8th grade computer games, the same rule apply. And then we have yearbook available and music and band. So make sure that you put a 1, 2, and a 3 on Tuesday. Now let's move on to Wednesday. Wednesday, there isn't really any different activities. We have reading buddies again, movie club, art, computer games, leadership with Mr. Barber, card and board games in the learning lab. We have book club. So make sure that you put a 1, 2, and 3 on those days as well. Now, if you take a look at Thursdays and Fridays, these are our academic days. This is a great opportunity, I should say. You students, you guys know how well you did in term 1. You know what you struggled with. You know what you did well in. If you struggled in math or you struggled in English, take the initiative to sign up for tutoring now so that you don't have a difficult time for term 2, and that finals won't be that difficult for you, and that you hopefully you won't have to take summer school classes. So you guys know how well you did. You guys know your strengths and weaknesses. So if one of your weaknesses is math, sign up for it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's great to get that additional support that you need. So like I said, if you take a look at Thursday, if you are an 8th grader and you have Miss Lauderdale for math and you would like to take tutoring with her, sign up. That's what you put a 1 right there. If you are in the 7th grade and you have HI, sign up with Miss Alexander. If you are a 7th grader and you're in level I, sign up with Mr. Brown. If you don't know what you are, ask your teachers. They will know. They will know what level you are. We have peer tutoring that's available, and that if you sign up for that, you get to actually get tutoring for any subject that you need. So English, social studies, science, math, you can sign up for that. We also have EDP research in the high school lab. So what that means is any type of research that you need to do for a project, or you can get a head start on term papers. If you have portfolios, you can work on your portfolio. Any educational programs you can work on during this time. And then we also have Exact Path in the library. For Fridays, we have, if you are an 8th grader and you have math with Miss Crowell, we have tutoring available on on Fridays. There's Readers and Writers Workshop with Miss Wells. So basically, there were opportunities for you guys to read short stories. If you want to read a book, you guys can, discuss that with Miss Wells. There's other opportunities for you to write. If you guys want to put together a newspaper, that would kind of be really cool. from the middle school, 7th and 8th grade, IF newspaper, so that you guys can put something together, and then I would be able to distribute that to homerooms. That would be awesome. We have Exact Path available in the library. We also have 7th grade English tutoring with Mr. Barber. And then we have 8th grade English tutoring with Miss Ballant. And then we have peer tutoring with Miss Ford as well. So go ahead and fill that out. But actually wait a second, because I want to discuss the expectations, and I want you guys to pay attention so that there's no confusion. You need to make sure that you're on time to Student Life. You should be in your activity no later than 11:30. You get out of your last class at 11:27, so you should be in your activity at 11:30. That gives you 3 minutes to go to your locker, drop off your stuff, and then go to your activity. You need to be active in the class. So if you have board games, card games, play the games, have fun. If you have art, do whatever project that Mr. Nadir provides for you. If you have reading buddies, it's very, you have a huge responsibility to read to the kids and, engage in, mentoring them. If you have, computer games, make sure that you're sitting down and you're at a computer and you're not being loud and you're not playing around and you're not running around and you're not, disassembling the computers or anything. You're just on the computer playing games. You need to make sure that you're displaying appropriate behavior. You're not disrespectful. The same rules apply during Student Life as they do with any other class. You are in the 7th and 8th grade. You know how to act. You know how to be respectful. People have taught you this. So don't show them otherwise. Make sure that you're not only being respectful to staff, but you're being respectful to your peers. Treat people how you want to be treated. If you don't want to be treated some way, then don't treat other people that way. It's as simple as that. If you're disrespectful and you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, then consequences will follow and Student Life will be taken from you. You need to understand that it is a privilege and not a right. And don't take advantage of it. This is the one time where you guys get to actually pick what you get to do and have a little bit of fun during the day. You guys have lots of English and lots of math and lots of science. And social studies. So this is a great time for you to, engage in something that you like to do. So like I said, make sure that you're being respectful, make sure that you're on time, and make sure that you're displaying appropriate behavior. This is not your first day at school. You know how to act. You've been taught how to act since kindergarten and probably before that. If you have tutoring, please make sure that you bring stuff to tutoring. Don't come empty-handed. That makes 0 sense. Regardless whether you want to be there or not, you need to be there. And so don't get yourself into trouble by coming in empty-handed, because you're going to get turned back around to go get your things, and then you're going to get yelled at for being in the hallway. So let's just cut the confusion and bring the stuff that you need. If you have English tutoring, grab your English stuff. Don't even ask what you need. You need English stuff. If you have math tutoring, bring your math stuff. Make sure that you have something to write with. This is not your first time at the rodeo. Once again, you guys know what you guys need to do to be successful in class, in tutoring, so do it. Also, if you have in the computer lab and you have online or research or term paper stuff, bring that stuff so that you guys can get a head start on it, so that you're not waiting till the end of the term to work on it, because your lack of planning is not our emergency, and you won't be allowed to go into the computer lab at extra times to do stuff like that. Teachers, this is imperative. Please do not allow students in your room that are not on your list. We have to formally submit the attendance to the state. And in term 1, there were several discrepancies because students were in rooms where they weren't supposed to be. And so they were marked absent, and that went on their report card, and that went to the state. And then we have to explain where these kids were. So it is imperative that you make sure that if a kid is not on your list, that you're either calling me to see is this person supposed to be there, or texting me, or emailing me, or they're not supposed to be there, so you tell them to go to their right activity. We need to have those lines of communication open, and that we need to make sure that we're not allowing these kids to just go wherever they want to be. It becomes such a hassle for my prefects to find these kids because they're not where they're supposed to be. And that goes along with students. You're responsible enough to know where you're supposed to go. You guys have a schedule. You guys will have that put in your locker. Your homeroom teachers will also have it posted. You guys know where I'm located. You know that prefects also have the schedule. So there's zero reason as to why you don't know where you're supposed to go. So please make sure that you're going there and you're on time. Students cannot clean out their lockers during student life. This was a huge issue in term 1, and it's not okay for term 2. It's very difficult, not only for the prefects, but for the SMCs to try to clear out the hallways. There's too many kids in the hallways, and it's not safe at all to have all these kids in the hallway. So the only kids that should be in the hallway during student life are the prefects, and they are easily identifiable with walkies and with clipboards or with packets. If they don't have a walkie, a clipboard, or a packet, they're not a prefect, and they need to go to their activity. And then also, if there is an emergency and you need to get a drink of water, or you need to go to the bathroom, or you need to go to the main office, don't step out of that classroom without a pink hall pass. Teachers, do not send a kid out, even if they say, I just have to run to my locker real quick. Boop. Give them one of these. They need to have this filled out. Once again, it is extremely difficult to clear a hallway when kids are out there with no hall pass. We don't know why they're out there. They were told they could quickly go to their locker. It's too difficult. It makes much more sense for you to write a hall pass, and it's only a half an hour. They're going to lunch right after. So if they can wait to get their drink of water or to go to the restroom, they can wait and they can go on their way to lunch. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to come see me. I'm in room 231 in the 6th through 8th grade hallway. Also, my extension is 5247 if you have a quick question. Students, please make sure that when you fill out this registration sheet that you put your first and your last name. I know everybody's first name, but I don't know everybody's last name. And so when I'm registering, it's difficult, and you might get mixed up with another kid because you didn't fill it out correctly. You also need to make sure that you have your grade and section on there as well. So make sure that you have the first and last name, grade and section, and a 1, 2, and 3 on every single day. Once you are done filling this out, please give it to your teacher. Teachers, what I need you guys to do is take that banda that I gave you, and as the students are returning these to you, please check off their name so that we know that we have them. If there are students that are absent, please write their name on a blank registration sheet, and then return all of that to me. So then that way we can follow up and get those kids registered as well. I would like to start student life as soon as possible, but I'm not starting until everybody's registered. Also, just as a reminder, that all students will stay in their homerooms this week during student life, and possibly next week. It just depends on how long it takes me to register. I do have to register 7th through 12th grade students. I will be working diligently. I'll be working extremely hard, but it will take me a while to get them done. So just to avoid confusion, because at the beginning of the year, a lot of kids didn't know where they were supposed to go, so we'll just stay in our homerooms. And then also teachers were provided a schedule if you, as to if there were teachers that need to be in homerooms if you need coverage, because that's your planning period. I hope I was extremely helpful to you guys. I hope that you guys understand everything. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Thank you very much and have a great day.